This is a message given at Gulbarga. The title of the message is Surrender. It offers me the greatest pleasure to present to you not only my simple views through words, but also my very heart to help you to erect the temple of spirituality. The foundation has already been laid in the form of the missions branch here. Sri Raghavendra Rao, one of our most capable brethren, is in charge of it, and he works as a preceptor. Now it rests upon you to provide for the necessary material required for the erection of the temple. The material does not comprise of mere theoretical knowledge of certain truths and dogmas, but of practical personal experiences only. Acceptance of things by persuasion counts no way. The merits of a thing can be rightly judged only by direct experience. Hence, it is only a life of practicality that is required for the solution of the problem of life. If you really aspire in good faith for the attainment of the Absolute, all that you are to do is to turn your attention that way with full sincerity of heart, linking yourself closely with one ultimate reality. The divine current will readily begin to run through every fiber of your being, kindling the feeling of true love and devotion in the heart. God is simple and extremely subtle. In order to realize this subtlest being, we must take up means which are equally fine and subtle. The difficulty arises only when intricate methods are applied for the solution of this very simple problem. In other words, they apply huge cranes for picking up a small sewing needle. We have set up a tiny creation of our own in the form of our individual material existence, having layers after layers of grossness and opacity. What is now to be done is to shatter off those layers of opacity one by one and assume the absolute state as we had at the time of creation. This is all the gist of the philosophy of our system of Sahaj. We are, so to say, to dissolve this tiny creation of our making or to unfold ourselves. The easiest and surest means to achieve this end is to surrender yourself to the great master in true sense and become a living dead yourself. The feeling of surrender, if cultivated by forced and mechanical means, seldom proves to be genuine. It must develop automatically within you without the least strain or pressure upon the mind. Even if the knowledge of the fact is retained, then it is not the true form of surrender. What remains to be done when you have surrendered yourself in true sense is, I believe, nothing. In this state, you will be in close touch with reality all the time. The current of divine effulgence will continue to its flow to you without a break. This is, in short, all that I hereby wish to bring home to your mind in order to enable you to solve your problem of life in the easiest and most efficient way, in the shortest possible time. I pray for the success of you all in this aspect. Amen. Finally, it should lead to surrender. Dharmesh, you do one thing. There is a website in the YouTube where, Raghavendra Rao gives his experience after meeting Babuji for the first time in his life. you will at least come to know like what is life in life and all those transformation. Actually, what happens, he narrates in that YouTube conversation with some Abhyasi. People can see it in their own YouTube. What the important thing is, first transmission from Babuji, that was the condition he got, Ajapa, and then, uh, he was able. Sir also used to say, whenever I used to get up in the night, I used to find my father sitting in meditation. Always he was meditating like that. That was the influence. Anyway, because it was a message from Gulbarga, I thought people should know about what influence Babuji had on people who met him in the earlier days.
He's the one who has translated English, right? That's also.
From Urdu to English, one of the translators. Later on, Babuji vetted it. So many people, but he's one of the main translators. Any questions or anything? Basically, the point we have to note is we should be clear in our mind that our practice should lead us towards the direction of surrender. And as he himself says, surrender should happen spontaneously, naturally. And he says the idea of surrender itself is gone, and you surrender to the whole world. So there'll be no difference between your will and God's will. And for trainers also, whenever a feeling comes that you are I am doing it, then the effectiveness goes down. If a trainer is absorbed in master, and if his faith in belief or the faith actually, then the will becomes very, very powerful. The will be very subtle, but it will be very powerful. It all depends upon the will of the person who is transmitting. And the will, as the surrender approaches, the will becomes powerful and powerful. Meet again next Sunday then.